Well, let's begin. Welcome, everyone. And thank you for showing up for our 60-minute Vinyasa class in the park. How's everybody doing?
Good.
All right. Thank you for making the time to be here. So I've been thinking lately a lot about gratitude and how my life and my attitude towards things changes when I acknowledge a feeling of gratitude towards everything around me. And as I was waking this morning and going outside and greeting the day, I realized that it was such a gorgeous morning. It's so beautiful. And we are so privileged to be able to be here. We're privileged to be able to have transportation to this place and food in our bellies and to be able to take an hour out to practice yoga. And so I thought I would invite you just for a few minutes to savor that sense of gratitude, whatever that means to you, whether it's gratitude for the air or the water or the land or the trees or your bodies or the movement that you can make with your bodies or any of 100,000 other things. Just take a moment to acknowledge those things to yourself. And maybe notice how it feels to experience that gratitude overtly. That is, to really pay attention to it. Begin now to feel into your breath and notice how your breath is flowing in your body. And now take just one moment to recognize that not everyone can experience the same conditions that you are experiencing that caused you to feel gratitude. And just acknowledge that not everyone is in that same position that you're in this moment. When you're ready, let your eyes open, reach your arms up and overhead, bring your palms together, and then bring the hands to heart center, pressing the palms together. On an inhale, reach back up. Exhale the arms to a T. Flip the palms so they face down. Bring the right hand down and stretch out the left side body by reaching the left hand up and over. Keep that left elbow up, reaching towards the sky. And now press into the right palm and rise. Core engages and bring the left hand down. Reach up and over with the right hand, stretching the right side body. On the inhale, rise, pressing in the left palm. Bring the arms out to a T. Take a breath. Take your twist to the right. Bring the left hand to the right knee, the right hand down behind you. Breathe in deeply. Draw the navel in as you breathe in. And then exhale, pull the navel back into the right, generating the twist. And do that again, a deep breath in. And exhale into your beautiful twist. And then slowly release, let it go, bring it back to center. And then flow over to the other side, right hand to left knee. Now take a deep breath in. Draw the navel in as you breathe in. And exhale, pull the navel back and to the left into the twist. Do that again, a deep breath in. And exhale into the twist. And then let it go. Bring it all back to center. Reach the arms high. Interlace the fingers and stretch the palms up towards the sky. Maybe lift your gaze up so you're looking at your hands. Let your gaze follow as you bring your hands down. Keep the arms long, so keep pressing through the palms. Nice and slow. Keep pressing. Now hinge at the hips and fold forward Gaze follows the hands. Eventually the hands come down to the mat. Bend the elbows and stretch your forehead forward. Bring the forehead to the top of the hands if you can. Now press through the palms, straightening the elbows. Engage the core as you lift your hands up off the mat. Reach up high, look up, and exhale, and let's flow through that again. Bring the hands down. Keep pressing through the palms so you feel a stretch in the outside of the shoulders. Keep the spine long as you hinge at the hips. Fold forward, bring the head down. Rest it on the hands, and then press through the palms and rise all the way back up. Reach up high, and then bring the arms out to a T. Right hand down, second time here. Reach with the left hand. Big stretch on the left side body. Inhale, rise back up. And the left hand comes down and reach through the right. Inhale, rise back up. Reach the arms up high. And then bring the hands down. Come to table pose. Take a moment to find your body in table pose. And on an inhale, drop your belly, lift your chin into cow pose, and then exhale into cat pose. Let's keep it flowing. Inhale to cow, and a big exhale to cat. A couple more times through, inhaling to cow, actually three more times through, and exhaling to cat. And twice more, inhaling to cow, and exhaling the cat. Can you deepen your breath for the last one? Inhaling to cow and exhaling to cat. And then come back to a neutral spine. Once you're there, lift your navel up a little. Drawing the navel up towards the spine. Reach the left hand forward. The right foot reaches back. Press through the toe, or the heel rather, of that right foot to begin. Press the right hand into the mat. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Now point the toes on that right foot. And then bend the right knee. Reach the right knee up towards the sky. Keep reaching the fingertips on the left hand forward. Can you lift the right knee up a little bit more? Now bring the left hand down. Bring the right knee to your chin. And then press straight back. Straightening the right leg. Toes point down. Press both hands into the mat. Now rotate the toes on the right foot so that right foot points towards the right. And then bend the right knee and bring it forward to the shoulder. And then press straight back. Rotate the toes so they point down. Bring the right knee down so it meets the left knee. Take a breath in table pose. And let it go. Do that again. A big deep breath. And let it go. Now, reach back through the left heel. Reach the right hand forward with the thumb pointing up. And stretch it out. Find lots of length. Reach that right hand straight forward. Keep your gaze down so you're looking straight down at your mat. Now bring the right hand down. Reach that right hand back out. I didn't want to do that. Point the toes on the left foot. Now bend the left knee. Point the toes towards the sky. Keep reaching the right hand forward and see if you can pick that left knee up a little bit higher. It's a hard movement. Good work, everybody. Now bring the right hand down, bring the left knee forward, touch your chin with the knee if you can, rounding the spine, and then press straight back through that right heel, straightening the leg. Rotate the toes so they point to the left now, then bend the left knee, bring it forward towards the left shoulder, maybe touching the shoulder, and then press straight back. Rotate the toes so they point down, bring the left knee down so it meets the right knee. Walk your hands forward just about 4 or 5 inches, but keep your hips over your knees. Now press the hips to the right and then forward. We're going to make circles with the hips. And go around slow. There's no reason to rush this. And just let the hips flow around in big circles. And then when you're ready, flow back the other direction. We'll go around about 5 times the second direction, counterclockwise. It's a wonderful movement for opening up the hips and the shoulders. Also opens up the wrists a little bit. One more time around. Good job. Bring it back to center now. And then once you're there, tuck your toes and lift your hips into downward facing dog. Reach the tailbone towards the top of the space behind you. So reach it up and back. So your upper body at this point is about at a 45-degree angle to your mat. Press your hands into the mat a bit more. Now bend your knees a bit. And once you bend your knees, lengthen your spine by stretching the tailbone up and back even more as you press your hands into the mat. Let your heart melt down. Let your head drop down. The neck muscles need not be engaged in the pose. Now take a deep breath, and on the exhale, straighten your legs to the extent that you are able. And then on the exhale, bend the knees a little bit. Do that again. Exhale, straighten the legs, and then bend the knees a little bit. And do it again. Last time, straighten the legs. Now press your hands into the mat, lots and lots of length. On an inhale, reach your right leg up, find three-legged dog. Open the hips to the right, pressing both hands into the mat still. See if you can stack that right hip over the left hip just a little bit more, opening up to the right side. Good job. Level the hips now and bring the right foot down so it meets the left foot. Keep the spine long. On an inhale, come up on the toes, reaching the heels away from the mat. And on an exhale, press the heels down towards the mat. Keep the spine long. Do that again. Inhale, lift the heels up. Exhale and press them down. One more time. Inhale, heels come up. Good job. Exhale, press the heels down. On the inhale, left leg rises. Let's find three-legged dog on our second side. Hips open to the left this time. Keep both hands pressing into the mat and keep your shoulders nice and square to the front of the mat. Remember to let the head drop down. This is a great opportunity to let the neck muscles disengage. Now level the hips off. Bring the left foot down so it meets the right foot. Press the hands into the mat again. Keep that nice, long spine. On an inhale, come up on the toes. Exhale, press the heels down towards the mat. We're really working on the back of the legs here. Do that again. Inhale, come up on the toes, and press the heels down. One more time. Inhale, up on the toes, and exhale, press the heels down. Now bend the knees deeply, and then take a hop. The feet are going to end up between the hands eventually. A lot of resistance to hopping. We're going to have a hopping workshop one of these days. Actually, there's no time like the present. Let's find downward facing dog. Actually, you know what? Just watch me for a minute. So, hopping can be really scary. I'm not exactly sure why. I've never quite figured it out, but I feel that same fear. But what we're doing when we're hopping from downward dog to a standing forward fold is mostly bringing the weight into the hands. And once you do that, you can almost just let your legs pivot at the hips. So if I keep my weight in the feet, then the hopping is really hard. Then we're not going to go very far. But if you bring the weight into the shoulders, into the hands, then you're going to find that your feet almost float forward on their own. Trust me. Bring the weight into the hands. So bring your shoulders over the hands and just see how far your feet are going to float on their own. Everybody give it a try. Downward facing dog. You don't have to come all the way forward. All right, Paco. You see what I mean? Makes a huge difference. Weight in the hands. Let the feet float forward. Good job, Linda. Good job. It makes a big difference. All right, everybody. So that's your assignment for this week, and we'll have a test next week on it. Standing forward fold. Come all the way down. Let your head drop down. Bring the weight into the front of the feet. Let the forehead come a little bit closer to the shins, even if that means you bend your knees a bit, so the weight is coming forward. Now interlace the fingers behind the back and reach your knuckles up towards the sky. Feel that nice stretch in the shoulders and let your head drop down again. Most of us have lifted our heads up at this point. Let the head drop down. Bring the weight back into the front of the feet. I'm feeling a big stretch in the hamstrings as well as the gluteal muscles. Press into the front of the feet and we're going to come up now. Having been upside down, slow it down. so that the blood pressure has a chance to equalize. Once you're all the way up, press the knuckles down towards the heels. Take a deep breath, and then release the hands. Reach them up, and then exhale the hands to heart center. On an inhale, reach all the way back up, and hands about shoulder width apart. Bring the feet about hip width apart. We're just going to do some side bends. This is called moon pose, Chandra. On an inhale, rise back up and over to the left side. Feel a lot of weight come into that right foot. Inhale back up and over to the left, or the right rather. Inhale back up and off to the left. One more time. Inhale up, reach up high and over to the right side. Inhale back to center. Last one, to the left. Inhale back to center, reach up high. Now arms come out to a T and swan dive to a forward fold. Come to a half lift with the feet still wide. And then exhale and let your head drop down. Bring both hands down to the mat and heel toe that right foot over a little bit towards the center. And then step the left foot all the way back to runner's lunge. Nice long runner's lunge. Right knee is bent about 90 degrees. Palms on the mat if you can. And then step the right foot back so it meets the left foot, coming to plank pose. Once you're in plank, refine the pose by bringing your hips down so they're aligned with your shoulders and heels. And now bring your knees to the mat and let your chest and chin follow as you come into cobra pose. That's it. So you come into a back bend, and then once you're in cobra with the elbows bent, press the tops of the feet into the mat, press your pubic bone down, and then press your chest forward, reach the navel forward at the same time. Draw the shoulder blades a little bit together on the back, and then release. All the way down. Now tuck your toes, stiffen your body, push to plank, and then rock your hips up and back into downward facing dog. On an inhale, reach the left leg high. Step it forward, bringing it between the hands. The right foot's going to follow into a standing forward fold. Second time here. Let your head drop down. Interlace the fingers behind the back, just like we did before. Bring the weight into the front of the feet. And reach the hands up towards the sky. Maybe the hands even reach forward. Keep the weight in the front of the feet and rise. Nice and slow coming up. Once you're up, release the hands. Reach them high. And then to heart center. Inhale and up. Exhale and swan dive, forward fold. Half lift. Exhale, release the hands all the way down to the mat. Step the right foot back, leave the left foot forward. Press back on the right heel, left knee bent about 90 degrees. Now step the left foot back into plank pose. Take a deep breath in plank. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Press the palms into the mat. Press the pads of the fingers into the mat. Now bring your knees to the mat. Chest and chin are going to follow as we move into cobra pose. Second time in cobra pose. And release all the way down. Tuck your toes, push to plank. Now let your hips rise into downward facing dog. 3 breaths now in downward dog. Take a deep breath in and exhale and blow it out. Do that again. A big deep breath in and exhale and blow it out. One more time. Big deep breath in. Exhale and let it go. On an inhale, reach the right leg up. Find 3-legged dog, opening the hips to the right, pressing the left heel down towards the mat, creating sensation in the back of the left leg. Open the hips a little bit more if you can. Reach that right knee up just a bit higher. Good job. Now level the hips, and then step your right foot forward, bringing the right foot between the hands. Now rise to a high crescent lunge with the right knee bent. Reach up high. Bring the arms out to a T. Palms face forward, thumbs point up. Right knee bends just a little more if you like. Take your twist to the right. Bring your gaze back so you're looking at the right thumb. Uh-huh.
Left, right, challenge here.
Yeah, well, we all are. Back to center now. Reach the arms high. And then exhale the hands down on either side of the right foot and step the right foot back into plank pose. Take a breath in plank And then roll over into side plank. Right hand stays down, left hand reaches up. Good job. Left hand down. Now back to plank pose. Take a breath there. Acknowledge plank pose. And then flow to the second side of side plank. Left hand down, right hand reaching high. Building core strength. Building heat. Right hand comes down. Now flow through a vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin like we did before into cobra. Or chaturanga into upward facing dog. And when you're ready, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Take a breath. On the inhale, reach the left leg up. Open the hips to the left, three-legged dog. Remember to press that right heel down. Good job. Shoulders stay square to the front of the mat. Now level the hips and left foot steps forward, bringing that left foot between the hands. Rise now to a high crescent lunge on our second side. How's this pose feel? Does it feel good? All right. You're powerful. That's what I see, a lot of really powerful people. Now arms out to a T with palms facing forward. Reach the hands apart from one another. Now take your twist to the left, reaching the right hand forward. Left knee stays bent. Look back towards the left hand. Good job. Back to center now. Reach the arms high and then bring the hands down on either side of that left foot. Step the right foot forward this time into a standing forward fold. Now bring the arms out to a T. Bring the feet so they're about hip width apart, maybe a little less than that. Arms out to a T, palms facing down. Your gaze is straight down, and we're going to do some standing twists. Bend the right knee quite a bit. Keep the left leg straight. Bring the right hand down, press it into the mat right below your face. Reach the left hand high. See if you can bend that right knee even more. And now the other side. Left hand comes down, left knee bends, right hand reaches, head reaching straight forward. There you go. And second side, or third time, right hand down, right knee bends. I guess not the third time on this side, but it's the third one. Right hand down, right knee bends, left leg is straight. Feel the twist. And last one, left hand comes down, left knee bends, right hand reaches high. Spine is still long. Now bring the arms out to a T with the palms facing down. Press into the front of the feet and rise. Nice and slow, coming all the way up. Reach the arms up, and now come into a back bend. Reach up and back. Press the chest up towards the sky. And reach up and back even a little bit more. Bend the knees. Good job. Now rise back up. Reach straight up and then bend the knees and come down to chair pose. We have arrived at chair. We may stay here. I know everybody loves chair. And the bugs seem to love you today. Hands to heart center now. Bend the knees just a little bit more as you come more deeply into chair pose. And then bring your left elbow to your right knee into a chair twist. Take one breath and then back to center and right elbow to left knee. Chair twist second side. Back to center and again left elbow to right knee. Right elbow reaches up. Spine stays long. And back to center, and right elbow to left knee. Left elbow reaches high. Let's do that one more time on each side. Back to center, and then left elbow to right knee. Right elbow reaches up. Back to center, and right elbow to left knee. This is the last one. You guys are doing great. And back to center. Reach back up into chair pose, reaching out of the shoulders. And now straighten the legs and swan dive, forward fold. Half lift. Exhale the hands down to the mat. Step the left foot back. Let the right foot follow the left foot into plank pose. Take a deep breath. And now side plank, right hand down, left hand up. Left hand down, back to plank pose. Take a breath, acknowledge your body in plank. And second side, left hand down, right hand reaches, side plank. Right hand down, back to plank. Take a breath. Now flow through a vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga into upward facing dog. And when you're ready, downward facing dog. Stretch it out now. On the inhale, reach the right leg up and take a 3/4 step forward with the right foot. Spin the left heel to the mat. You know where we're going, warrior one. In warrior one, the hips are going to be square to the front of the mat. And it's important to get that alignment beginning with the feet. So check in with your toes on your right foot. Make sure the toes are pointing straight forward. Toes on the left foot pointing about 40 degrees or so off to the left. Hips are square to the front of the mat. Shoulders right over the hips. And then reach the arms back up. Take a breath and just acknowledge the pose. Maybe say thank you for being able to be in this wonderful pose on this gorgeous morning. Take a breath and then exhale the hands behind. We're going to move towards humble warrior now, straightening the elbows, interlacing the fingers behind the back. Keep the shoulders square to the front of the mat. Press both feet into the mat, creating stability. And then bring your right shoulder down to your right knee. Let your head drop down. And reach your hands up and overhead. And maybe the hands reach forward as well. One more breath. Now press into the right foot. Keep the right knee bent and come up nice and slow. Then release the hands. Reach them up. And exhale the hands. Bring them to heart center. Take a breath. Now we're going to transition to tree pose by bringing the weight into the right foot. And once you do that, you're going to notice your left foot floating. Lift the left foot into tree. Just do the best you can. I'm becoming very, very fond of this transition into our balancing poses. Because for me, it allows me really to almost feel like I'm floating into the balancing pose. Now reach the arms up and overhead, interlace the fingers, point the index fingers, find arrow mudra, then release the left foot, straighten the left leg, and then swing the left foot back. Reach the hands forward as you come into warrior three. Length here, reaching the fingertips forward, pressing back through the left foot. Length will be your friend. Creating dynamic tension in the pose will create stability. Good job. Release the hands down, standing splits, left leg reaches up, elbows bend a little bit so the shoulders can descend, and the forehead can come a little closer to that standing leg. Now bend the right knee and step way back with the left foot into runner's lunge. Nice long runner's lunge. Now spin your back heel, the left heel, to the mat and rise to warrior two. Bring your gaze forward so you're looking over the extended right hand. You guys are in deep shade over here. How's it going? It's cool, yeah, it is. It's nice. Quite a temperature difference between back here and over there. Yeah. Now extended side angle pose. Bring the elbow to the knee and reach with the left hand. Find that length on the left side body, really stretching out of the left shoulder. Press into the pinky toe of that back foot. So you're really pressing down, anchoring into the back of the pose. Rise now to reverse triangle, straightening the right leg, pressing into the right foot now as you reach up and back with the right hand. Feel that stretch on the right side body. Now the arms come out to a T, hands, or palms rather, facing down. Both legs are straight. Triangle pose. Right hand reaches forward and then drops down. Left hand reaches up towards the beautiful sun in the sky. Right knee bends. Bring the hands down on either side of the right foot and come up onto the ball of that left foot. Step your right foot back into plank pose. Take a breath. And flow through a vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga into upward facing dog. And then when you're ready, downward facing dog. On an inhale, lift the left leg up and a 3/4 step forward with the left foot into warrior one. Remember to spin the right heel to the mat and then square up the hips to the front of the mat. A little more. There you go. Now hands behind, interlace the fingers. Do it in the awkward way, pressing the knuckles down towards the heels, drawing the shoulder blades together. Take a breath into that expanded space you're creating in the rib cage and the top of the chest. Breathe deeply. Then as you exhale, bring the left shoulder down towards the left knee into humble warrior. Let your head drop down. Maybe bend the left knee a little more, pressing the left knee forward, challenging the quadriceps a bit. Now press through the left foot and rise, nice and slow. And then once you come up, release your hands, reach them high, and then exhale the hands, bringing them to heart center. Transition the weight into the left foot this time, and let the right foot flow into tree pose. Couple more breaths in our beautiful tree poses. Good job, everybody. Reach the hands high, interlace the fingers, point the index fingers. Press down on that left foot so you get longer. Then release the right foot, straighten the right leg, and then just hinge at that left hip, swinging the right leg slowly back, reaching the fingertips forward. Stretch the hands forward. That's it. Reach. And then pick the right foot up a little bit more. Try and engage the outside of the left hip. So squeeze there. One more breath. And then bring the hands down into a standing split. Right leg reaches up high. Now left knee bends, step way back with the right foot into runner's lunge. Just pause for a moment, press back on the right heel. Right leg is nice and straight. Acknowledge your body in the runner's lunge. Say hi to your friends crawling all over your mat. They're not going to hurt you. Now spin the right heel to the mat and rise. Warrior two. Walk your foot forward just a little bit more. About to hear. Well, there's a friend.
Yeah, they're all over my mat.
What happens if we view the little things crawling around as our friends and welcome them? Walk your foot forward a little more. There you go. And move it over here. Yeah. Extended side angle pose. Elbow comes to knee. Reach with the right hand. I mean, if nothing else, our attitude towards the little bugs changes. And instead of viewing them as intruders, we can view them as friends coming to help us in our yoga. Rise to reverse triangle. Left leg straightens. Reach up and back with the left hand. Pull the right hip back. There you go. Good adjustment. Now move towards triangle pose. Arms reach out, palms face down. Press into the back foot. Reach the left hand forward. Reach it forward even a little more if you like. To here. And then drop the left hand down. Reach the right hand high. Work on stacking the right shoulder over the left shoulder so you're opening the chest up, the right side of the chest towards the sky. Big, deep breath. Now bend the left knee, come back to warrior two and settle into warrior two. And then on the exhale, bring the hands down on either side of the left foot, come up onto the ball of the right foot, step the left foot back to plank pose, and flow through a vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga into upward facing dog. 3 big, deep breaths in upward dog. Knees off the mat if you can, building core strength. Squeeze the glutes together a little if you like. Bring the knees to the mat now. Bring the knees wide. Child's pose. We just went through a very challenging and long sequence, so take a few moments just to breathe. Let your body rest on your mat. Let your forehead rest on your mat. Again, maybe feeling gratitude for all that your body can accomplish. So too often I think we strive instead of accepting what we've done. Can you just accept what you've done and say, what I did was pretty amazing? I don't need to do anything more than that. If it turns out eventually I do more, that's okay. But let go of the striving and just accept. Let's rise to table pose. Bring the knees back so they're about hip width apart. Then reach your left hand forward, right foot reaches back. Table extension pose, second time here. Reach the left hand off to the left, palm facing down. Reach the right foot off to the right, press through the heel. Reach the foot and the hand in opposition to one another, 180 degrees. Now swing the left hand forward, swing the right foot back. Bring the right hand down, bend the right knee, point the toes. Tiger pose, lift your Ks so your chin is lifting up, your hands are pressing into the mat. Press the knee, that right knee up a little higher. And now bring the knee towards the chin. And then press straight back through the right heel. Rotate the toes on the right foot 90 degrees to the right and bend the right knee and bring it forward. Touching the shoulder if you can. Press straight back through the heel. Toes rotate so they point down and bring the right knee down so it meets the left knee. Take a breath. And let's go over to the other side. Right hand reaches forward. Left foot reaches back. Point through the toes. Find lots of length. Stretch it out. Now reach the right hand off to the right, palm facing down. So 90 degrees to the right. And then swing that left leg off to the left, pressing the left heel away from the right hand. Swing the right hand back forward, the left foot reaches back. Rotate the toes on the left foot so they point to the left. We're going to do it in different order. Bend the left knee, bring it forward towards the left shoulder. Bring the right hand down. Press back through that left heel. Now rotate the toes so they point down. Bend the left knee. Point the toes up towards the sky. And then pick that left knee up. Lift your chin up. Can you pick the knee up even a little bit more? And now bring the knee forward to the chin, rounding the spine. And then press straight back through that heel, the back heel, and then bring the knee down. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Stretch it out now. Lots and lots of length in the spine. Heels pressing down towards the mat. On an inhale, reach the right leg up. Maybe lift it up a little bit higher. And then step the left foot forward so it comes between the hands. Or right foot. Yeah, whatever. Right foot forward so it comes between the hands. Bring your left knee to the mat and reach the arms up and overhead. Low crescent lunge. So in this practice, we kind of did the hard stuff at the beginning. We're doing the easy stuff now. Press that right knee forward a little bit more in our low crescent lunge, noticing the sensation the pose creates in the body. Now arms out to a T. Take a twist to the right. Bring the palms together and find a prayer twist. You can be up if you want. You got it. Bend your knee a little more. toes point straight forward if you can. There you go. Palms stay together as you come back to center. Reach the arms high. Stretch up. Press that right knee forward a little more. And then bring the hands down on either side of the right foot. Tuck your toes and bring your left knee off the mat, straightening the left leg. Press the right foot back to plank pose, or step it back to plank pose. Side plank, left hand stays down, right hand reaches high. Right hand comes down, plank. Just pause. And to the second side, right hand down, left hand up, side plank on our second side, and left hand down. Flow through a vinyasa now, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. On an inhale, reach the left leg high. Lift it way up as you press the right heel down towards the mat. Now step the left foot forward, bringing the left foot between the hands. Bring the right knee to the mat, come to a low crescent lunge. Second side, first time in a low crescent lunge on this side. Press that left knee forward just a little bit more. Bring the arms out to a T. Take your twist to the left. Now join the palms and find the prayer twist. Right elbow to a left knee. Left elbow reaching high. Take a breath. Keep the palms together as you come back to center. And then reach the arms up. Stretch up high. And then bring the hands down on either side of the left foot. Tuck the toes. Step the left foot back into plank pose. Take a deep breath in plank and then let it go. Do that again, a big deep breath in plank, and let it go. One more side plank, right hand down, left hand up. Left hand comes back down to plank, and second side, left hand down, right hand reaches, and bring it down. Flow through our final vinyasa, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga into upward facing dog. And when you're ready, downward facing dog. Now, an opportunity to practice our hopping. Remember to bring the weight into the hands and then bend the knees and let the feet just pivot forward. Yeah. Now bend the knees, come all the way down to a seat. Whew. How's it going? You're glad you're in the shade. Yeah, I am too. Let's bring both legs out. Bring the heels out to the edges of the mat and sit up nice and tall. Now hinge at the hips to the extent you can, sliding your hands down your legs as you do. Try not to round. So maybe your hands just come to your knees, or maybe they come to the top of the shins. One more breath. Now round and let your forehead come down. Now reach the fingertips forward. Press into the back of both heels. Engage the core deeply and come back up. And then release the hands and come down. We'll touch the earth. Bend the knees and bring the hands to the back of the knees. Lean back until your heels float up. Heels are about the same level as the back of the knees. Hug the elbows in a little bit towards the thighs. And then pull your shoulders back. Let your chest rise up. And tuck the chin just slightly. Just barely. Now straighten the legs, point the toes, and breathe. One more breath. Now loosen the grip slightly of the hands on the knees. And then if you want, release the hands completely, reaching the hands forward. If you're with me so far, flip your palms so they face up. Bring the tip of the thumb to the tip of the second finger. Reach the other fingers forward. And then release that. Bring the hands back to the knees. Back to where we started in our supported half boat pose. Now bring the hands to the pinky toe side of the feet. Press your feet forward and pull the back, or lengthen the spine rather, pulling the shoulder blades together on the back. Now begin to straighten the legs and bring the feet apart. Press through the heels. Spine stays nice and long. Soles of the feet come together. And hands to the pinky toe side of the feet. You can cup one hand over the other. And keep your heels floating. Keep the spine long. Draw the navel in a little bit. Now bring the right hand to the pinky toe side of the right foot and kind of grab your right foot. Bring the sole of the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. You can also bring that foot to the top of the thigh if you like. Now we're going to straighten the right leg and press the right foot forward. And if you feel unstable, you can just bring that left hand behind you, helping to stabilize yourself in the pose. Another option is to bring both hands to the right foot. And then release it. Go over to the other side. So left hand on left foot. Sole of the right foot either to the inside of the thigh or maybe on the top of the thigh or the knee. That right hand can come behind you to help stabilize if you want. And maybe bring both hands to the left foot. And then let it all go. And let's roll down to the back. And readjust your position if you need to, so that the back of the head is actually at the back of the mat, unless you want to be on the grass, and that's okay too. Reach the heels to the sky, legs up the wall pose. Now bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Reach your arms up and overhead so the back of the hands touch the grass behind you. Now on an inhale, I'm going to ask you to bring your hands all the way down by your side and lift the hips at the same time. So inhale, lift the hips and bring the hands down. And then exhale, reach the hands up and overhead and bring the hips down. Keep flowing that way. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, bringing the hands down. Your own pace. You can do about 5 times. Maybe lift the hips a little higher each time if you want. And one more time through. Finish with the hands up and overhead and the hips down. Now bring your arms out to a T. Pick your feet up off the mat. You're going to find a simple supine twist. Knees to the left. Gaze to the right. You let your eyes close down if that feels good. And back to center, over to the other side. Your gaze shifts to the left this time, knees to the right, gaze to the left. And back to center. You straighten the legs. It's time for a very well-earned Shavasana. And let your eyes close down. Gratitude. What does it mean to feel gratitude? Does gratitude change the way you interact with the world around you? If it does, in what way? What does it mean to adopt an attitude of gratefulness? How does it change the way you interact with the world? What if everything in our lives is not a transaction? What if some things are just gifts, demanding nothing in return at all? Are you able to accept those gifts? Or do you feel like you owe something in return? If you do, how do you repay the gift? Develop an awareness of your breath now. Feel the breath flowing in and flowing out. We do this exercise in almost every class. I invite you to follow your breath. How does that change if you view the breath as a gift? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But can you take just a few moments and regard your breath as a gift? Now develop an awareness of your heartbeat. Feel your heart beating in your body. Now can you regard the heartbeat as a gift? You can release your awareness from your heartbeat now. Allow movement to return to your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, bend your knees. With the eyes still gently closed, roll to your side. And just pause on your side for a moment. Now slowly roll to a seat. Once you're seated, let your hands come together. Take a deep breath in and let the breath go. And do that again, a deep breath in and let it go. May you be happy and well, and may you be safe. May you be peaceful, and may you be at ease. Namaste.